Okay, that's one captioner. And then here's captioner 2 so that Sharky can start speaking. Sharky, can you speak?
I can speak! Oh my gosh!
You can speak hungry, apparently.
I haven't eaten.
No, it dropped the hungry.
I haven't eaten for days.
Yeah, that sounds about right for you.
Hey! Royce, I don't think it's working.
Are you claiming 60,000 bonuses?
No, during one of the streams, I think it was.
No, it's clicking. What's it?
The claim bonus. The claim bonus
every
6,000 seconds. Yeah. So
that's what,
I think it was during
minutes?
during the dicey dungeons, Royce made a macro to do the bonus channel points.
Ah.
Because Royce is just like. Just listening to me like, I'm just gonna set a macro for this, so it just keeps claiming it, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, cool. Seems good. Although, is it seconds or milliseconds?
No, that's probably milliseconds.
And like 60,000 seconds is, I think, longer than a stream.
Well, depends on the stream. Did Satan die?
Oh, sorry, I was looking at work messages for the Steam Fun thingy tomorrow, because
I was confused.
Sorry, I'm tired. I napped today.
Yay!
Which means that I'm less tired, but that all my brain cells are still off. They're set to off, and you need to wait for them to boot. It takes a while.
Hello everybody. I hope you're having a good day.
Hello.
Anybody who's watching now or in the future, hope you're having a good day.
I hope you have a good future day. I hope someday in your future is good.
Are you not hoping that the day they watch this is good?
I hope it is. But if it's not, I hope some other day in the future is good, right?
I mean, yes. Fair. Okay.
Sharky's like, what am I gonna do with you? And the answer is, play D&D, apparently.
Yeah, play Shatter right on your snake.
Oh, now why would you do something like that?
Well, the Shatter was very close to you last time.
It was close, but I mean, I think it was about as far from me as it was from Mix, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
And it was like in the air, so it was actually out of our reach.
Yeah, both of you were on the ground, and it was in the air, so it wouldn't have.
Yeah, I was just like crouching on the ground, like, I'm gonna write a love letter to this demon. And
I'm just like, shatter it!
Anyway, so speaking of dating demons.
Hey.
What's a demon?
Hey, Andreophis.
Could you watch the grill for me?
I hate to ask you this, but could you watch the grill again? There's a special guest in hell who's making a bit of a scene, and my devils are having a hard time dealing with him.
Why, did it go down to Georgia?
Yes. No? Maybe. Perhaps? I don't know.
Why don't you
know?
How
hot's Georgia lately? How hot is Georgia lately?
Georgia...
Maybe the devil is visiting.
Georgia temperature right now is 85.
Maybe the devil is visiting.
Tomorrow's high in Atlanta, Georgia is 93.
Yeah, sounds like the devil is enjoy, perhaps. Oh, wait. Your quote tweet. Thank you.
A quote tweet? Who's the quote tweet?
The ace couple is the quote tweet. Why do you think I said thank you?
Oh! Ah!
They said go give Sharky and Satan some love.
Should it be Satan and Sharky?
Well, it's Sharky and Satan in here. Oh, what was that? What was that? Got a follow? We got a follow! Thanks for the follow. Sonic Sakura. We also got a Twitter follow. Thank you!
I joined the game capture and you started dying. I'm sorry.
What? Who's dying? Me? I'm dying? Okay.
Your voice was dying. I could barely hear you.
Oh, sorry. My face was downwards at my phone because I was.
No, but you were also.
Notifications. Oh, Discord is dying.
Yeah, Discord was dying when I joined
wasn't
it.
dying. Discord was dying. And you know what?
But yes, thank you for the follow. That is. I hope you enjoy the shenanigans.
Hopefully. Anyway, this is Satan. But also I'm Satan.
You're Satan, I'm Sharky.
Satan, so I am Satan playing Satan, but I am not dating Sharky, to be clear. We've
had multiple people be like, "Are you two dating?" And we're like, "No."
Yeah, we had people think that we're like a couple on here. We are not the ace couple. The ace couple is the ace couple, and we're just two idiots who are playing things as friends.
We have people in real life basically being like, "Are you sure you aren't dating?" Or like, "You two talk like
sure that you are not my romantic partner, and presumably never will be."
Or you two just talk like a married couple.
Well, I suppose that's because married couples should be friends. I hope.
Should be is the key word, isn't it?
I guess if they're an old married couple, I hope they are. At that point.
Or they just hate each other so much that they stuck together to equally hate each other more.
Alright. Well, they're held together by a very deep bond.
Hatred or otherwise.
Of very strong feelings. I guess, right?
Welcome to the shenanigans. Ooh, a special guest. Who is it?
I usually keep the exact details of my job secret. But I guess it's fine to tell you.
Okay, we didn't say you're an old married couple. We said you're the ace couple, and we're not an ace couple. Although presumably you're also not the only ace couple?
No, they're not the only ace couple, but they are the ace couple.
They are the ace couple. The ace couple.
And according to people they've talked to, they're old aces, but they're not an old married couple.
Apparently. I'm still just like, I don't remember offhand how old you are now, but if you're old, then so am I, apparently. Because I think when Courtney said she first got called an ace elder was 5 years ago for me. Woo,
I think I'm
old.
I think I'm over that boundary.
You are. It was like 25 or something.
Apparently I'm an old ace.
We're both aching bones.
Oh, my hip hurts. Why am I doing this?
What does this stream have to do with your hip?
I'm sitting. Maybe the way I'm sitting's hurting my hip. You don't know.
Well, sit in a way that doesn't hurt your hip.
Ah, that's the trick. Every way I sit hurts me.
Well, Rip.
I actually have a legitimate issue where when I'm sitting for probably more than like 10 or 15 minutes in a certain position, I actually start getting pained.
Maybe you shouldn't sit that way. Did you ever fix your posture, Sharky?
No, but then I'll like swap how I'm sitting, and then 10 to 15 minutes later, pain comes again, no matter how I'm sitting. It's not a how I'm specifically sitting. It's a my body hates sitting in being in a specific place for too long, and it just causes pain to make me move.
Well, I guess you gotta learn to start dancing around as you sit. Which is what I do, I guess, actually.
Sorry, I can't sit and dance because I would need to stand to dance.
Why do you need to stand to dance?
Because my butt will still be hurting.
What?
Just continue reading.
The blood countess makes a ruckus from time to time.
I did have someone choreograph once that I ended up... They had like 3 tiers of people with like 5 of us. And they had one person in front on the ground and 2 that were like supposed to stay basically knee height. Like on their knees but no standing. And then 2 in the back that are standing up, and you were just supposed to like improvise some dance stuff in each of those height position thingies. And originally I think they were gonna have me in the back, but then they were like, okay, let's mix this up and just try different people in different arrangements or whatever. And then they decided that I was like the only one who creatively danced from the floor.
What a shocker!
I think that one was no more than like sitting upright. But
what a
most
shocker.
people don't know how to dance from like the ground or from kneeling or something in like creatively interesting ways. I mean, that was for my like dance group in high school where everyone danced for like years. Everyone had years of experience.
Yeah.
So you're saying what a shocker, but it slightly is. I just know how to flail around on the ground a lot.
Time for the flails to happen.
Yeah.
No, not the whales, the flails.
Not the whales.
Not
Sharky,
the
I know you're a
whales.
shark and a goldfish at the same time, but what do you have against whales?
The whales will eat me.
Will they?
Accidentally.
How
Didn't you
tiny
see
of a shark are you?
Didn't you see Finding Nemo?
I have not watched that movie in a very long time. Alright. A cool name.
Yeah, pretty cool. It'd be pretty cool to be called something like the Blood Countess.
Well, I'm already the king of hell, so countess would be a downgrade for me.
You sure have it good, Your Highness.
Anyway, she was a Hungarian noble who tortured and killed hundreds of young women. They say she was bathed in her blood, which I personally find especially funny, since her last name is Bathory.
Elizabeth Bathory. Yes.
She sometimes forgets she's not in charge anymore, and her spirit is particularly strong, so the devils have a hard time containing her when she's in one of her moods.
Bed, Bathory, and Beyond.
Yes.
Hence, needing help with the grill?
Exactly. Do you have time to help me out?
Yeah.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for playing the game.
Watching the girl is hectic and a bit stressful, and we don't actually play the game, but fun.
But thank you so much for playing the game.
What a mess.
Oh, I don't mean you. I mean hell was a mess. Seems like you did just fine.
Did I? Well, how did it go on your end?
Well, you know, Elizabeth just needed a little reminder about who's in charge. A little reminder called torture.
Evil.
Yes. Hoi! Hoi, Millie.
Hi! Hello, Milwick. Is there anything a little bit of torture couldn't fix?
I don't know. I'd rather have her do the torturing.
Excuse me?
Oh, not like that. I mean general. She's done her time. She'd make an excellent devil. Problem is that she doesn't really like being told what to do.
Hope you're having a good day, Malik.
Hopefully. Or I guess, is it the start of your day? Is it morning over there? Is it midday? Actually, I don't know.
Oh, it will probably be, I think, closer to midday.
Yeah.
Because usually I think our Sundays is when they normally wake up.
Yeah, but that's
Like
like
sometimes
early
Sunday.
morning, right?
Yeah, that's like early morning.
So
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
like,
it
at this
could be
point,
just
it's still,
waking
like,
up.
Noonish.
Could be just waking up, that's true.
Trying to sort house problems. It's midday.
Oh,
Oh, the house problems again. Oh no.
I hope the house problems start going away.
I hope there's like progress happening on house
Yes.
problems.
Progress is always good. So hope so.
I can't have my employees running around doing whatever they please. There are certain responsibilities and rules. Even in hell.
Hello, little baby child.
Hi, Magic.
Sorry.
And like at that point, I can't do the hello back. So I guess I'm just. I guess what I should have done was go back to our old and creaky voice. Hello, Magic. How are you?
Francine! When did Francine get here?
Yup, that's me. I'm Francine, owner of the Funplex. For some reason, I'm at a villain conference. Really would have expected to see Daiko Nami here instead, but I guess I'm here now.
Francine was freelancing in her spare time.
Well, you know, they say video games are the work of the devil, or something like that, I think.
If Flower was hearing this, Flower would be like, oh no.
It's fine. We clip just that and send it to Flower, no context. Good for Francine. Hashtag girl boss. Yup, exactly.
Tweet at Flower. Francine says video games are the work of the devil.
Well, Francine said that's what they say. I think. I don't know. I'm gonna go take a nap.
Hashtag villain conference. Hashtag destroy the world.
Hashtag Funplex.
Hashtag Funplex.
Hey, what would you rather choose? Eternal torture or eternal obedience?
Can I get neither for 300, Alex?
No, because there are 3 options.
Can I get none of the above for 400, Alex?
MC is a horn dog, it seems, at the hot dog stand.
What? Horn dog? Why do the hot dogs have horns?
Because they're being prepared by devils.
Oh.
Except when we take over. But, like, we're kind of also a devil. We look like a devil, at least. I don't know.
Oh, rip. Yes.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Alex.
Well,
If it was you who did the torturing, I wouldn't mind.
Cut it out.
Come on, I wanted a proper answer.
That was a proper answer.
Okay, then if it was someone other than me doing the torturing, you'd choose obedience?
Satan's like, no flirting with me.
The 45th commandment, you shall not flirt with the devil.
Damn. What are all the other ones in between?
That's
what
the
happened
secret.
to 11 through 44? Are they like constitutional amendments?
I was gonna do a joke about you have to read the book of Deuteronomy to find out, but... Okay. Sure.
Alright. I guess, yep. Commandments 11 through 44 are the biblical amendments, I guess. I read his autobiography last year. Ooh. That's cool.
That is cool.
I have a whole pile of books I need to read. Digital and physical ones. The physical ones take up a lot of space.
I seem to never find time to read because I decide I want to do everything or nothing.
I don't have time to read either. Because I am too busy with the stream and the D&D and the writing and the playing of other games, but not that much playing of other games. And all
right,
the
I
other
downloaded.
stuff.
Yeah. 2 days, 2 days, 2 days.
What?
2 days.
Oh. Today's
It's a
my
big-
last real day of work.
It's a big day in 2 days for 2 reasons.
Digimon?
And your last day of work.
Games like this are kind of like reading. We're reading out loud. We're turning visual novels into audiobooks, actually.
The only time I have a chance to read is like web comics or like manga or something like during work.
I need to catch up on Twisted Wonderland story. Oh, remember to log into Twisted Wonderland today, or you can open it right now.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So there's a 10 key.
Oh yes, I saw that it's Leona's. I saw
I'm
that
debating
earlier.
whether to do a draw. The Twisted Wonderland gacha has been unkind to me.
Oh no, it's been very unkind for you apparently.
After the 83 draws for Jamil, it took 75 to get Vil, and I'm just like, why? Why? During the last event, my roommate just threw a couple single draws into the event. She got that one too. She got that SSR. Which is, I'm less salty about that one. I didn't really care for that one. And this time has been more unkind to her. She's at 40 something and hasn't gotten Vil yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she also doesn't play as consistently. There's
Should-
some days
should
she
I-
forgets
should
to
I
log
do-
in.
Should I see if I could get Vil in the 110 draw?
Do you want to try for Vil or Leona, really?
I don't need to try for Leona is the thing. I don't want to try for Leona. I already have a Leona that it's fine.
Okay, I mean, it's up to you.
Okay,
I'm not
let's
saying you
end-
should or shouldn't. I'm debating whether to go for or put one into Leona. Go for Vil then.
Nope.
No?
Well, I did it. It's the best I got was an SR. A Vil.
Yeah, because he has boosted SR chances as well. I got several of his SRs in the 75 draws. I think I maxed out both SRs. I think I did. I know I maxed out both of Jamil's and more.
That's pretty impressive.
Well, when you do that many draws,
That's true. You do a lot of draws.
it's because I kept failing. When you max out the R cards, when you max out any card, you get the awakening perfume thing.
Yes, I just
But-
noticed that because I got the first one from a maxed one.
Yeah. And so there's actually like the background shop that you can buy different backgrounds to put on your home screen. And my roommate was saying how she doesn't really have that many of those. So because she got the event card I was just saying from the last one, but she didn't have like a good background. I was like, oh, well, this background would be good. And she went to look and she didn't have enough perfumes. And I'm like sitting over here with 60, 70 perfumes because I have just had so many failures on both Jamil and Vil, and like also in the past from other stuff, that it just, I have so many. Every time I do a draw at this point, like if I do a 10 draw, I am pretty much guaranteed to get at least 3 to 5 R card perfumes because I have maxed out almost every single R card at this point.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Which is not a brag. That is a very sad thing, actually.
No, yeah, I know that's a sad thing because you're trying to get the SSRs, not the Rs.
Yup. The Epil SSR actually looks really cool when you flip it, but I did not get that one, and I was trying to save for Vil. And so now I got Vil, which means I'm back to saving up mode.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Gotcha. A curse.
Gotcha? Oh yeah, gotcha is our curse.
At least on Twisted Wonderland, I haven't spent any money. Like, I haven't spent any real money on it. Because I've just been saving up, and like, because they're doing these story-based, like, showcase order.
Yeah.
I'm able, obviously to predict, like, okay, this is when Jamil's gonna be up. This is when Vil's gonna be up.
Yeah.
I don't really care about either of the Ignahide characters, so I'll be saving all through that because I know I want the Diasomnia characters because Lilia and Malleus are 2 of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Lily is very fun. Anyway, so at least I can save pretty predictably.
Ace is stream where we never play the game.
We do. We just also talk about other games and stuff instead. Anyway, I guess we're picking obedience.
Sure.
Okay, sure.
That's what I thought. I mean, not that I know what it feels like, but the souls in hell seem like they're definitely not having a good time. Sure, having a job sucks sometimes, but surely it's better than being tortured.
The tangents are enjoyable, though. I hope you enjoy them as much as we do.
Our tagline is the tangents are more prevalent than the gameplay.
We should just change the game category to tangents, actually.
It would be just chatting at that point, I think.
It would be. I wish we could put 2 at once.
I think I heard that they're upping the tags, but they're upping it in a weird way. I think I heard they're upping it so that it's 10, but 5 are from a pre-selected list, and the other 5 are like custom tags that you create or something.
Interesting.
Like, I heard some. I'm like, okay.
I mean,
short
that
switch.
basically just means it's the existing 5 limit on the pre-existing list, and then we can come up with 5 that suit us if we have more specific, like, things, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they tried to be pretty comprehensive on, like, race and country and disabilities and stuff, like having both broad categories and also more specific ones, but they can't, like, they're realistically not going to cover everything, and even if they do, you can't, it's hard to, like, put every single one, because say, like, want to put disabled, but also the specific disability or something. Or,
Yeah.
I mean, for race alone, right? For me, I'd be able to put Asian, East Asian, Chinese, Asian American. That's 4.
Yep.
Out of 5 allowed tags? Yeah. RIP.
Not even including LGBTQIA, queer, asexual.
Well, that's why I said on race alone for me.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know, it's also a little fuzzy. Like, I'm Chinese, but I'm not, like, from China. I'm diaspora Chinese, right? So it's sort of like, well, is the Chinese tag intended for Chinese people speaking Chinese? Or, like, in China? Or is it meant for anyone who identifies as Chinese because that's their heritage?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird that way. Anyway.
Thanks for helping out with the grilling. Means a lot to me.
No problemo.
And we leave.
See you
Peace,
around.
dude.
I came.
I
We
saw.
helped with
I
the-
grilled.
Yep, and then we left. I guess let's try the henchman one. Talk about finding effective henchmen is about to start. I see a cute robot sitting in one of the chairs.
And now, zoom.
Well, first we click the button, then we zoom.
Zoom, zoom, Power Rangers. Zoom, zoom, zoom,
Power
zoom,
Rangers
zoom.
use zoom.
It's
It's lunchtime.
There were some of them that were like super into cars, and they go zoom, zoom.
Okay, but do they call each other over zoom?
I mean, probably because of like the whole pandemic.
Do they fight evil over zoom?
You know, that wouldn't surprise me.
Alright, let's hang out with me.
Hey.
Hey there, Andre Office. Come sit with me.
Sure.
You eat your lunch with Satan, sharing stories about the adventures you've had during your villainous careers.
I'm gonna.
Alright, that's you.
I'm gonna get some ice cream for dessert. Want some? Mine will be made of innocent souls, of course. But I can get you vanilla or something.
Sure. If you can get it for me.
Sure, but why?
Also, that's what we just said is we're gonna get it for you.
The cafe managers banned me from going near their freezer. Apparently, the last time I went to go get ice cream, they had to throw the rest away because they melted.
That's so sad. But also incredibly funny.
You go get ice cream for the both of you. Satan eats his in what has to be a record time. But you take your time enjoying yours even though you're sitting at the same table, and so yours is probably also melting. Hey, we have a text! From Satan!
Have you heard about the 3 unwritten rules of life?
Be kind, have fun, and try not to mind too much about death?
Nah.
Here you go. 1, 2, 3.
Nerd! Oh, ha 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 ha.
Satan's like, you're not the only one who can make bad jokes here.
Nerd! For someone with no kids, you sure tell a lot of dad jokes. You're a real faux pas.
Alright, on that note, let's go see if we can bother him directly.
Hey.
Hey!
Some people say all gay people go to hell. Is that true?
Nope. They're just treated just the same as everyone else, judged based on their deeds.
Sounds like hell is way more fair than Earth.
I guess in some ways it is. I actually relate to gay people in many ways. A lot of them are shunned by their families. that it's close to home.
Relate? Does that mean you don't like men yourself?
Oh, I haven't really thought about it that way. When it comes to sinning, the only thing that really matters is that I enjoy spending time with my partner.
I need for people to stop equating sex with sin. Please. Please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm so tired of it. Sex isn't evil. Hello, this is an ace person telling everyone a reminder. Sex is not in fact evil. You can want it, you cannot want it, you can abstain for your own reasons, whatever, but it's not inherently evil, guys!
Also, have sex with whoever you choose to that consents to it.
Uh-huh.
Because having sex with a person of same gender or whatever is also not evil.
Yeah. But, like, also just in general, sex is
yes.
not evil, and I just need that to be said. Anytime's like, oh, let's sin together. And I'm like, does that mean we're gonna commit arson together? Because that sounds fun. No, I don't mean sex. I just mean arson.
Role-playing games. Oh no! Satanic Panic is back!
Me.
What is your opinion on role-playing games?
No, it didn't say games.
I know it didn't. I know it didn't.
Pretty bold question to ask someone you've just met. Are you really gonna go through all the scheduling trouble of trying to schedule a D&D session with me after we just met?
No, I mean like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. There were a lot of people in the 70s who thought role-playing games would lead to Satanism.
Oh, right. I remember that. There are still some religious folks who think role-playing is a sin. Of course, there's no basis to that claim. Role-playing games are about as sinful as solitaire charades.
I thought so. It's just make-believe with some rules slapped on top.
Yeah.
You know the classic alignment chart? The one with good, neutral, evil, and lawful, neutral, and chaotic? Both obviously both evil. But where would you fall on the lawful versus chaotic spectrum?
Did you know that in Dungeons and Dragons, devils are almost always lawful? Guess they got that part right.
But I thought you were chaotic with the whole free will thing, and
I think I used to be, but not so much anymore. I guess I've changed a bit. We do have certain rules and procedures in hell that must be followed. While I enjoy a certain degree of chaos, it's easier to get work done in a structured environment. Oh, but that doesn't mean I follow laws that humans have set. That would be ridiculous. What about you?
is there a method to our madness? Are we neither, or are we chaotic? I do what I want!
I mean, if we go purely based on the stream, then I guess we're pretty chaotic.
What? Us? Chaotic? What do you mean?
No, never.
Never. No.
No.
We have set rules that we follow. We must tangent for more than 70% of the stream.
Oh, we don't follow that one either.
No, we don't.
Alright, chaotic it is.
Sounds fun. I like a free spirit. Except when it's a soul that's escaped from hell.
That was a terrible bit. Chaos is my dopamine.
Alright, I guess we should actually pass some time.
So, are the 7 deadly sins a real thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very real. They're actually all here at this convention.
They're people? Oh, I'd love to meet them.
You already have. I'm the embodiment of the deadly sins.
Really? I didn't realize that.
You mean the embodiment of gluttony serves other people food? Since when?
To make them gluttons.
Yeah, but if you're the embodiment of gluttony, don't you also act upon gluttony?
What us chaotic size What? Say that again, Obliterator?
But Patchouli is not chaotic.
No,
Just
Patchouli is
fed up.
neutral good.
Patchouli, I was saying yesterday, I am amused how Patchouli has just gone from like, come on guys, let's all get along. Let's be friends, or at least not try to kill each other, to I am so done with this shit obliteration.
Look, what have I done that I'm not the chaotic one of the three evil people.
You're not.
I'm just also evil. Sorry. Get along or perish.
Well, guess I'm gonna perish.
No, it's get along or 20 Bupitos appear.
That's true. Courtney did threaten that.
Yeah, Courtney threatened too many Bupitos.
Oops, I'll Bupito.
No Bupito. Don't make me kill 20 Bupito.
Oops, the whole NPC section of the party is just Bupito over and over again now.
You come across Bupito. Wait, what? You come across another Bupito. No. No.
Oops, this enemy cast a spell and the entire party is just all Bupito clones now.
Ah, even the party members become Bupito.
Yep. It would be funny. Alright, if Sewell dies, I'll make a Bupito-like character. So that I can die again by pissing off the party and then getting another character after that. I don't know who it would be, but that'd be funny.
You spent so much time on this character, just dead.
Well, I'm saying if Sewell dies, just as is dies, then I'll have to make a new character anyway, right?
I mean, yeah.
So, at that point, I'll make a Bupito-like character that just keeps constantly talking about the fates and good fortune. And then that new character will die very quickly, and I wouldn't actually spend that time, or spend that much time making them. Sharky already wailing in pain.
Not on my watch.
Oh, Patchouli wants to keep Sewell alive.
No,
I did lose half my HP from that one claw stroke on my face.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I took 15 damage, remember?
Oh, right, yeah.
Sewell took a lot of pain, but Sewell's also just like, I do speak the language of pain, that's right, thank you. Like, Sewell is not even mad that their new demon lover got obliterated. Like, oh wow, that looked really painful. Oh, he died doing what he loved, feeling pain. I'm so happy for him.
I think the only person Patchouli wants doesn't care if they vanish is the Drow.
I mean, I don't think Patchouli wants the Drow to vanish. I think, if anything, Patchouli was the one that was like, hey, Sewell, come over here. Let's keep an eye on Bupito. I don't trust him.
Murder everything!
Murder Bupito. Except the whole party somehow turned into Bupito. Therefore, murder the whole party. She'll withdraw. Yeah, see? I mean, it's a little suspicious that he has these memory gaps and stuff, but like, you know, that doesn't mean that Petulia wants him to disappear. It just means like, that's a little sus.
Life is sus.
Okay, Max.
What?
What?
No! 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 Stop it!
Well, I represent some sins more than others, I guess. I do have a personality outside my job, you know. But if you want an example, I'm very proud of the work I do. And I love to eat. That's already 2 of them.
What about the others?
Which one are you interested in hearing about?
All of the above.
Wrath.
My favorite.
Seem pretty chill and not wrathful at all.
I had a pretty short fuse for some time after I was cast out of heaven. Lots of pent-up anger, I guess. I've calmed down since then, but if you piss me off, you couldn't even begin to imagine the magnitude of my rage. I kind of set heaven in war. Remember? I think that's probably why some of the imps are so scared of me. I have a bad reputation among my employees. I guess it's fitting for the King of Hell, but it's not really how I prefer to lead anymore.
What do you think about What do you think about how the 7 deadly sins are depicted in stories? There's a lot of meaning out there with personifications of them.
They're usually pretty fun. A bit too close to my work life, though, so I don't want to consume that stuff when I'm stressed.
What? Playing Obey Me all of the time? Literally playing Obey Me right now as we're streaming?
You're always playing Obey Me. I think you play it when you sleep.
No, that's when I wait for my AP to recover.
I'm a bit annoyed when they portray Lust as a beautiful woman, though.
Why?
Well,
Gluttony likes to eat, Wrath is angry, Envy's jealous, and so on. But Lust is often portrayed as the target of lust, not a lustful person.
Huh. That is weird.
Isn't it? It is.
Probably because in some religions, lust was originally prostitution. But if you mean prostitution, don't name the character Lust.
Also, sex worker positivity. Because
Yeah.
it's work.
Yeah.
Like, it's work.
It is work.
And for that matter, there are sex workers. And that's cool.
Yes, there are.
Because it's work.
It is work. Oh, you're getting worked up over this.
Yeah, it bothers me. I prefer the Vocaloid take on the Sims, where Lust is a horny guy who puts women under his spell.
What's a Vocaloid? And you have Vocaloid in hell. What?
I didn't even know Vocaloid had, like, the deadly sins.
Neither did I.
Also, I'm like, that's... Like, on one hand, yeah, some dude who's just horny, I guess, is more lust than the object of the affections. But also, guy who has power to put women under his spell, who's just really horny and shit, sounds like some real questions of consent there. So
A lot of questions
of
of consent.
Like, I guess it is a sin, and so it's supposed to be a bad thing. But also,
Consent is important. You
That's
should
so
always have
uncomfortable.
consent. Enthusiastic, yes.
Yes. Sorry, it has to be enthusiastic. Shit, I don't have a good Captain Falcon voice.
Ow, my head.
Did you hit your head or something?
No. I laughed so hard my head started to hurt a little bit.
Good job.
I have problems, okay?
That's really good.
Oh, it's a series of robot singers, something like that. I don't really know the details. But the Seven Deadly Sins song series is really fun.
Okay, on that note, bye.
Hey.
Nope, nothing. Alright.
Well, the answer is right?
Huh? Are we
Right?
just going to talks? Are we meeting anyone else?
No. Screw everyone else. They don't matter.
Alright. Oh, wait, wrong button. Do anything now? No. Alright, background music. Have a now! No.
Sure.
Whee! The convention center is about to close for the day, but the night is young. Time to head to the nightclub.
Jonathan Young?
Jonathan Young is pretty good music.
Jonathan Young is pretty great music.
And I guess speaking of Satan, his rendition of Hellfire is really,
Oh.
really good.
It's
I am
very
obsessed with that version. It's so good.
It's amazing.
Perfect. And I'm like, this should have been the one. This is the only version that matters, actually. I don't care about the original.
Jonathan Young does really good with all of the villain songs.
Also, his original music does not get enough attention.
Oh,
But,
no,
like,
it does not.
Land of the Living is
Oh my
fucking
gosh,
amazing.
I love Land of the Living.
Did you listen to the latest one, the Wolf Within one?
Yeah, I've heard it a few times. It's very good. Yes.
It is also good.
Kale Piles, really good job.
Yes. Wait, but I should find the Land of the Living video and stick it in the music channel right
Yes.
now. Wait, no, you should do that because I don't want it to accidentally start playing on my computer and then get our stream muted.
How John? I think Jonathan Young's pretty good about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, just in case.
Yeah. Did you ever hear the Starship Velociraptor?
I did. It's less my thing.
Oh, I loved it.
It's, how do I put it?
The whole album's very good.
It's fine. Like, I think it's objectively not a bad album, but it's just not my thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
It feels a little more, I don't know. How do I put it? Not exactly immature, but like, I don't know. It gives me the vibe of someone who's not entirely grown up. If that makes sense.
Interesting.
Like, I don't know how to put it. Shallow? Not exactly shallow, but like, I don't know.
Are you talking about that one song or the album in general?
The album in general. Just as
Uh-huh.
a vibe.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I didn't look through all the lyrics in detail, but...
I mean, hearing him talk about it is very interesting.
I haven't heard him talk about it, so...
Because he the way that he talks about it is he wanted it to be very, different, and scenarios that you're like, this is just, for some of them, this is just totally ridiculous, like...
Well, yeah. I guess it's... How do I put it? Like, cyberpunk with no statement to make.
Well, it's not supposed to. It's not supposed to have a statement. Is the thing.
Yeah, but I mean, like, in the way that cyberpunk is not just an aesthetic, but also an attitude. Like all the cyberpunk, steampunk, etc. Punk is like absolutely a thing, and it feels like it has it's cyber ridiculous, which is fine. It's just very much not my thing,
and that's fair.
It feels a little too, I don't know, like not glossy, but and not it's like not glossy, but and not shallow, but where it feels like there could have been more, and it was just sort of like we were having fun, and again, that's fine. It's just not what I wanted to listen to.
I mean, and that's totally fair.
Yeah.
I mean,
again, it's not like it's objectively bad or
anything. No. I
remember
hearing him talk about it when he's just like for one of those songs, he's like, I don't know, what's ridiculous? When we have fancy spaceships, there's probably going to be like those used car commercials. So I'm just going to make a song about like what a used spaceship salesman pitch would be like. And that was one of the songs where it's just like, oh yeah, there's leather seats, there's this, like, and it's just like,
it's like not like a man-child, but a little bit like a man-child kind of attitude, and in that way that I'm just like, sorry, but that like sometimes it's sort of like, oh, white man-child wit has no like statement or anything. It's just like, I'm having fun. What's silly? What's ridiculous? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I need the future to be better than the present, because otherwise the used car commercial style spaceship is also going to have racism. The used spaceship salesman might very well be racist.
I mean, yeah.
And the society will still be racist and sexist and all of those other things. And I just... It's hard to like just be like, oh yeah, this is silly and ridiculous and fun, and I'm just like, okay, but the future you're imagining doesn't address any of the issues that I face in my life, so cool, you have fun with that, I guess. I like my shit to be political and stuff. Again, not objectively bad, just personal preference.
I mean, and that's totally fair.
Anyway, let's go hang out with Satan. You know, Satan dancing in the midst of the swaying crowd of villains.
Everyone likes their own things.
As he towers over most of the other conference goers. When he notices you, he emerges from the crowd and gestures to you to move to a slightly quieter part of the club.
Hey.
How's it going?
It's going. I just arrived.
Been dancing for a while, so you came at a great time. I really needed a break.
Come to think of it, I guess we didn't have the Wheel of Torture thing last time because we never met the clone.
Yeah, we never met. Yeah, we like never meet the clone anymore.
Yeah, we haven't bothered.
There's no reason to. When we're just trying
to route.
Yeah, aren't you worried you'll poke someone in the eye with your pitchfork on the dance floor?
Oh.
No, that's happened before.
Really? You still carry it around?
Have you heard this song, Rat Saint? You might like it. You should also post that in the Discord so that I can listen later, because I don't think I have. It's written to say fuck you to Elon Musk. I love it already. Damn. I hate Elon Musk with such a burning rage.
Elon Musk is a terrible human being.
Like, I was seeing news articles about how he's the cause of, like, a Google co-founder's divorce now because the co-founder's wife, like, cheated with Elon Musk, and I'm like...
What?
Like, at that point, right, you're already with one of the Google co-founders, so it's not like it's, like, a gold-digging thing. So literally, why? What made you think Yes, Elon Musk. I want to bang him, because granted, I'm not the best judge of this, but as far as I can tell, Elon is not appealing.
And he has how many kids now?
That too.
Like 10?
That too. Like, there are too many Elon fanboys in,
Yes.
like, tech spaces especially, and I fucking hate it, because they're like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, he's so smart. He knew about global warming when he was 10. He already knew it would be a problem. And it's like, yeah, I did too, because they taught it to us in school. I don't think he's that much older than me. Like, it's been a thing. It's been a topic. People have known about it. Scientists have certainly known about it. So, like...
No, scientists have known about it for many, 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 many years.
Yeah, decades and decades. So I'm like, him knowing about it at the age of 10 is not that shocking. Like, they were definitely already teaching me about acid rain or whatever at 10, 11, 12 years old. So this is not as impressive as you think it is. But yeah, I need I need all of his fanboys especially to just understand that he's actually not as smart as they think that he is. And they're also not as smart as they think they are themselves. And that being smart, even if they were that smart, is not going to make them as rich as him, because he started rich.
And just because you're smart doesn't always make you right about everything.
Anyway, so if you think that your so smart idea that was actually totally not going to work in practice is being insulted by the guy who actually saved children, and somehow think that
Oh my
makes
gosh,
it okay
yeah.
to, like, somehow call the guy who saved them a pedophile, like, maybe sit the fuck down in timeout. Maybe go put yourself in timeout, because you are a petulant child who shouldn't be anywhere around society, and certainly not as, like, aggrandized and admired as he is.
Mm-hmm.
I hate him so much.
And now Twitter's going to court to force him to buy Twitter, and he's going to court to force Twitter to not force him. Like, it's...
You know, I want him to face a penalty, but I absolutely also do not want him to own Twitter.
I want him to face the penalty of lose all his money.
Like, I hope they both go down, right? Like, I hope he's forced to pay out a bunch of money to Twitter without actually taking ownership of it, because I don't want his opinions and policies in charge of Twitter. Like, he said the first thing he wants to do is unban Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Because free speech. Yeah, okay, shut the fuck up.
I know that, like, I think I saw in the contract, like, oh, like, something about, like, if he breaks the contract or something, he has to pay $1 billion.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh boy, $1 billion. That's...
barely matters to him.
doesn't matter to him. But he's trying to just get away without paying the $1 billion.
Yes, because rich people don't think they should have consequences.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like he's already been dinged by the fucking SEC, but he's still doing random shit.
Of course. Because the SEC
tired
can't really
of
do
him.
anything.
And that was my rant. Did you read this?
I read this forever and 5 years ago.
Sorry, I was busy ranting about how much I hate Elon Musk.
The staff were pretty mad at me, but since no one died and it was an accident, they let it slide.
Welcome to the Aces stream. There is politics.
There
Deal
is
with it.
Politics. There is a game on the screen that we're not really playing, and sometimes there's a tangent about Bupito. Good luck if you don't know who Bupito is. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine.
Just know, always murder Bupito. And you got to keep your pointy stick?
The game is for set dressing.
Yeah, I think they were too scared of me to try to confiscate it. This job has its benefits.
What kind of dressing? Is it, vinegar? Oh, it's ranch dressing? Yeah. So I could bring a weapon here if I wanted to?
Sure, though if you poke someone with it, I don't think you have the standing yet to keep it. What's your favorite weapon, by the way?
If you're AC, it's both my body and poison at the same time because they're the same thing.
Because my body is a poison.
Like when I got COVID, I was walking around like in my just confined to my room like, I understand how Cardia feels. Or sorry, AC. Cardia is the original MC name.
Yeah.
Sorry. Which is funny because I don't actually use that name either when I play, but
Oh, really?
I'm just kind of aware that that's the name.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, well, I went back to my old game, right? But I had already started playing the Fandisc sequel thing.
Yeah.
And the Fandisc sequel thing, I started using my, like, lately, whatever, like, MC name that I tend to use.
Yeah.
As, like, a sort of self-insert kind of thing. Even though I don't really self-insert on Code Realize, but still. At least that MC has character. But when I went back to my old like actual Code Realize Guardians of Rebirth file, shit, what did I name her? I named her something else that was, I think, based off of the name Cardia, but I had moved some things around, so it was not Cardia, but something almost relating to poison. What was the word I used?
Interesting.
What was the word I used? Shit.
Only you know the word to prevent forest fires.
I'm searching. I think it also started with A. Actually, what I should do is just pull out my Vita real quick. I'm gonna do that while you think on what our favorite weapon should be. I mean, my Vita's in the room. It's very close.
I cast magic spell gun. It's a secret. I don't know. Magic missile. No, not meth crystal. Magic missile.
The Vita is already dead from the last time I played.
Nice.
Because that battery is almost as bad as my laptop battery.
So it's basically useless.
Yeah, I basically don't dare to use my laptop unplugged anymore because it only lasts less than an hour if I have Clip Studio open. Maybe 2 hours at a stretch if I'm just writing in Google Docs. The captioner has spoken, Sharky, and assigned you a weapon.
What weapon was that? Was it meth?
I see something about magic missile.
Yes, I shouted magic missile, but then the captioner decided magic missile should be meth crystal.
Apparently it changed it back at some point.
Well, no, because I said, no, not meth crystal, magic missile. And then it decided to keep magic missile.
Well,
So I assume the capture decided meth is my weapon of choice.
So poison.
I guess.
I mean, meth is poison, basically. In the same way that, like, alcohol and tobacco and stuff are kind of poison to your body. I say while drinking a glass of scotch.
I was about to say, so stop poisoning yourself right this instant.
No.
Should I be watching my drink?
Nah, I don't want to be banned from the event. Besides, I'm pretty sure you have poison resistance or something.
Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. But poison, huh? A discreet way to get rid of someone, that's for sure. Anyway, let's see if we can find somewhere to sit down.
You're Satan. Do you even need rest?
Do I need it? Yes. Do I get it? No. No rest for the wicked.
Oh, sort of?
Satan, you need to sleep more.
I took a nap earlier. That's why my brain
You
cells were
need
off.
to sleep more.
I can go for a long time without food or rest, but it isn't really that fun. I technically don't need to sleep at all, but who'd want to go without sleeping?
Me.
I feel like on one hand sleep is great, and on the other hand I would like sleep to have the effect of 8 hours, but in like a 10-minute nap. Because 8 hours is like a lot of hours. And that's why I don't get 8 hours.
I cannot wait until next level when I'm going to give myself the ability of I don't need sleep. I can just sit and watch for the full 8 hours. That's going to be great. Because like, who's going to watch me? Who wants to join me?
The drow, apparently.
Ah, me and the drow are going to be besties.
Aren't you already?
No. I only learned the drow's name through magic.
Okay, but technically, like, we don't actually know Magic's actual name. But Magic's our buddy.
I learned Magic's name.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
If I learned Magic's name at some point, I forgot it because anyway, Magic has said that they prefer to be very anonymous on the internet. So I'm just
no, I didn't mean
Magic.
Magic's real name. I mean Patchoulie's name.
No, I'm talking about Magic's name. I think only Sewell doesn't know. No, Patchouli introduced herself to Sewell, and that's when Sewell was like, "Nice to meet you, Patchouli. I'm a snake." So actually, it's more that only Sewell hasn't given their name.
I don't know Soul's name.
Yeah, nobody does, because Sewell's just like, "I am a snake. Hiss, hiss."
I don't think I know Einrun's name.
Assy buddy. Oh wait, yeah, no, I prefer to be anonymous. Yeah, no, Patchouli introduced herself to Sewell, and Sewell's like, "Patchy!" Because I recently learned that there's some kind of scarecrow person creature, like a magical one, that comes to life in The Sims 4, apparently, that like just kind of wakes up from buying a scarecrow. That if you suck at taking care of your plants, I guess the scarecrow gets fed up and comes to life to take care of your plants. And that scarecrow is named Patchy, so Sewell's nickname for Patchouli is Patchy, because I thought that was funny. Also Bun Bun. Patchy and Bun Bun.
Well, don't worry.
I donated for Extra Life once in Panic because it showed my name. Yes, I think that was it. Was that I think your name has come up, but out of respect for your wishes, in the same way that like I have paid Mick for commission and will be again through PayPal, which shows your real name. And I'm just like, you know what? I kind of just trust that you're gonna immediately forget it because to you I am Satan and I prefer to just be Satan.
It's like with Pi, because Pi knows.
Yeah, Pi also knows both of our actual names because I paid for her to send a thing to your address.
And then Pi's just like, I don't know, you guys are just Sharky and Satan, I don't know.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. Yeah, you're just magic.
Yeah,
It's fine.
And even if you, like, one day introduced yourself as your real name to us, you're just gonna be magic. Yeah, you're magic.
I mean, unless you, like, actively want us to call you by your real name. But it sounds like you don't, and I very much understand, so you're just magic.
Or we can just start calling you Fox.
No, magic's magic. At this point, I think magic is either magic or baby!
Baby Fox.
Which is really funny because Mick thought magic was actually, like, quite young. And we're like, no, actually, we just call you baby because you're relative younger than us.
Magic was pretty young when they started watching.
Also used the name Shade Online since I was like 7. Magic was not like a child when they started watching, though. That's the thing. Is like technically Magic has always been the over 18 threshold that we didn't actually even have in place at that time, I think. But...
And I do know the Shade one because of Switch.
I've changed my online name a handful of times. And then I started using like an MC name that doesn't show up in any of my handles. I'm also like, yeah, my Tumblr name is different from my Twitter handle, is different from this, is different from that. So I have like consistent, well, less so now, I guess, maybe. Because now most sites also just ask for your email rather than a username.
Yeah.
So now it's really just on which email I used, which is also separate from every online handle.
See, I at this point, like, most stuff is just Professor Sharky.
I read one book series as a kid with a main character named Shade and decided, this is me now.
I mean, that's a pretty good decision, though. Shade's a pretty good name.
I went to a, like, panel thing once from, like, a bunch of game devs, and there was one person on the panel, because it was sort of... It was off of the one reason to be, one reason why stuff in the games industry, where it was like, one reason why it sucks to be a woman in games, or whatever. But then there was one reason to be that was sort of the opposite of, like, why you stay in games or whatever. So they had a panel for that, but they were trying to be more inclusive, so they also had the one person on the panel who was non-binary at that time. And they've done it more since then, and they've had other, you know, gender diversity. But at that time, they were the one non-binary person on the panel. And they go by Squinky, which is, like, I think actually in their life, they go by, like, Squinky or Squink or something. And it's apparently because they played some game as a child where, for the first time, they came across someone that was only referred to with, like, they, them pronouns. That character just, like, never had a gender. And they, like, related to that so hard that they just took the name Squinky from that character.
That's a good story, though.
Yeah. And I mean, like, it's very much that representation matters.
Yeah, oh yeah. Representation always matters. Me being like, I wish I could find a name that I'm like, yes!
I mean, I started introducing myself back around March in real life as just my first initial, and I am liking that more, although I am realizing now that at my new job, because I will be introducing myself with that as just the one letter, I was like, wait, when I send, like, a PTO notice, right? Usually people put on the calendar, like, your name and out of office or PTO or whatever. But I am like, oh, that's just going to be an extra letter. Do I have to put my last name on my PTO notices? I guess that's fine. I briefly considered just maybe going by my Chinese name, because anyway, my English name is based on my Chinese name.
Yeah.
But in the awkward way that my English name is like technically religious associated, and apparently in a way that people know, even though I don't think it's common enough that people should just know that. But apparently some people do, and I've asked my mom if it's like a religious thing. And she's like, no, it's just, you know, the nearest thing to the grandmother I was named after that she has told me almost zero stories about. So I don't really know the person I'm named after either, whatsoever, because she was dead by the time I was born.
You already have a paper publishing your name?
Congrats.
Super congrats!
They're working towards a PhD, so somehow it doesn't feel that shocking, but like that is very impressive. Have we ever told you how smart and impressive you are?
How we're super proud of you?
Worshipping Elon Musk because actually you're smart.
I am proud as your stream father for you. Even if this was before the stream happened, I'm still proud for you.
You know, actually, I kind of wish that people had the respect for PhD people as much as they have respect for Elon Musk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, that paper's from a while ago now, but thank you. I mean, still.
I don't care. I'm proud of you. I'm just like, I mean, and I've said this to you many times. I'm like, I hate my entire name.
Yeah.
Like, some people are like, but your middle name. I'm like, no, my middle name's worse.
It is.
It's worse for me.
I also don't like my middle name.
So I'm just like, I just want to scrap the entire thing. Just be a fresh person.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just like, I kind of decided to go by my my first initial by now, just for the fact that it's simple. If anyone asks, it's like,
oh yeah,
well, it's based off of my first name, but I don't like my first name, so just call me this letter.
Yeah.
And like, that's because my first name is also technically kind of obviously gendered. So yeah. I'm just like, yeah, letters don't have genders. Letters are just letters. Actually started going by my middle name in my lab because they already had someone with my same first name. I mean, cool if you like your middle name.
I mean, yeah.
So I'm back in 2019, did an internship over the summer of 2018 between my sophomore and junior year of my bachelor's that went well enough for a paper. So, yeah.
About when the stream started.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if the internship was 2018, even if it was might have published in 2019, the actual work on it would have been before we started the stream. I mean, that's super cool.
I've been used to being called my last name because people are just like, your last name's awesome, and there's too many people with your first name.
See, I like your last name, but not for you.
Yes, I know. I hate my last name, though, because...
That's also fine.
Not even because my family. I just don't really like my last name.
I think it doesn't suit you.
No, it doesn't.
If there was a fictional character with that last name that had a personality like yours, you would absolutely look at that and just be like, that's a joke. That was a joke. The author made it funny.
Yeah, the author made a very hilarious, funny...
The author was being silly and was like, wouldn't this be silly? That's funny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like just but the problem is I'm just like, but what I'm too used to Sharky and everything else I'm like, meh.
I feel like in the weird way that Sharky sounds silly if they don't know you.
Yes.
But once people meet you, it is kind of like, yeah, you're Sharky. I still love when like
I showed like my roommate in the tabletop group, like, oh yeah, here, this is the icon somebody made for me based on the name Sharky, and they're like, yeah, that's you. And I'm just
your
like,
roommate's like, no, Sharky is too cute of a name for you. But at the same time, you look at the icon and go, yep.
yep.
Wait,
that's
did you
just...
show your roommate the Sharky stuff that it was based on?
No, I haven't.
Well, there you go. That's why. That's why your roommate's like, no, I can't call you Sharky, because you just need to show her the origin of the name, and then it'll be like, oh yeah, no, that makes perfect sense.
Sharky life forever.
I have not listened to that basically since we decided on your nickname, and that is, yep. I just remember it suited you really well, and I don't really remember how it goes or anything, but yep, it's you.
5 years? 6 years?
That was been 2016, so
6 years.
6 years.
But I mean, like, also, yeah, Sharky Blade kind of just is a pun and kind of just fits.
It's you. I don't know.
Like, and that's the problem, was when I was looking at names, I'm like, I don't care about any of these names. Like, none of them grab me as, like, I want to be called this. And people are like, just try a name. And I'm like, I'm not going to try a name that's, like, I don't...
It's this weird thing as well of, like, I don't know. I mean, trying a name is good. You might... Like, if there's one that you're unsure of, that you're like, oh, maybe, but unsure, you know, it's okay to try.
Exactly.
Especially if it's a group you're, like, comfortable with. I will say that I was like, oh, I would be comfortable trying out going by my first initial. Yeah. And that I was sort of testing it out at this past year's, like, Game Dev conference thing, which turned out to be a really awkward, like, I was like, oh, everyone here is, like, really accepting and stuff. Wait, shit, these people have known me for 8 years. So there were a lot of people that I had to, like, basically not come out to, because I didn't necessarily give a reason.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but, like, that a lot of people would just out of habit or just out of forgetting would call me by my previous name, which is, you know, I understand, it's okay. But it's also like, oh, whoops, I forgot about, because I was, in my mind, I was like, oh, it's a good test because I only see these people once a year at most, usually. For vast
they've known you for ages.
Yeah, for vast majority of them, I see them for like a week at a time, but they know me, they remember me, I remember them, right? They're my friends, even if I only see them for a week at a time. And it's like, yes, I'm going by this letter now, actually.
I was like, when I was talking to my friend about the Pokemon stream, I'm like, don't call me by my first name, please. Like, please don't. And I'm like, can you call me like something else? And they're like,
Professor Sharky.
They're like, I don't think, like, it would take a while to call you Sharky. I think that's not gonna happen over one stream. I'm like, yeah, no, that's fair. They're like, but calling you, like, if we just call you the Professor, that works, right? I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine with that, especially because of the whole joke on that stream.
Yes.
But, like,
it is Professor Sharky.
But I was just like, I understand you know me by my first name, and I'm fine with you calling me by my first name, like, outside of the context, but, like...
Or they could just learn to call you Sharky all the time, like everyone else does.
Not everyone else does, though!
Not everyone, but a lot of people.
A majority of people do, yes. There are a few people who still know me by my legal first name. And because I haven't really, like, figured out, like, what I'm like, no, like, this is what I want to be called, like, totally, like, I'm not
it's
bothering
funny
being like...
It's funny, because, like, we tested a bunch of, like, nicknames, I think, or at least a handful, because I just don't like your first name.
Yeah, you don't like my first name.
Reasons.
For very personal reasons, and I'm
where
not.
I was trying to come up with something and nothing was really sticking, and like Sharky was suggested by another friend of ours, and you were like, "Yep, that's the one," and that's how we came on it. Was that Sharky was the one that was you were like, yeah, that fits. Actually, that fits.
I heard the song and I'm like, "Yep, this is me."
Yeah.
Yeah, this is me.
Yeah. So,
and for people who are in the Discord and have not heard it, I believe it's in the Discord.
You posted in music at some point. Did you post Land of the Living in Discord?
Oh, no, I did not.
You should do that.
Also, I'm just gonna go and binge Sharky Life Forever, since that seems to be a thing we reference a lot.
Well, it is the reason you're named Sharky.
And pinned. Well, it's pinned in music now.
Excellent. Did we pin Magix?
Yes,
not Magix.
yes. Malix, yes.
Malix,
yes.
Sharky the Goldfish.
Yes, that is pinned.
Great, good.
And Land of the Living. Boop. Boop. Boop.
Hope everyone's enjoying this great background repeating riff while we don't at all play the game.
But I think that group is also like it's gonna take a while to. If I'm like, no, actually, please just call me Sharky. Like that's what feels the best. It's gonna take a little bit.
I mean, that's fine, right?
Yeah.
Like in the way I was just saying, there were people still calling me by my first name.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I kind of let it slide because I'm like, well, it is technically my name. I haven't changed it. I don't have any intention of like legally changing my name at any point. And for people who've known me a really long time, I totally get that it's hard to like adapt to a new name or nickname or whatever. So
I think I've accidentally called you by your first name a few times. Most of the time my brain's just like, no, this is Satan.
Well, yeah. I mean, usually we don't address each other by name.
Yeah.
Except when we're on the stream, and in that case, you're definitely calling me Satan, so...
I mean, and I've mentioned this on stream before, I am totally willing to go through the process to change my name just so that I am... get away from it. I just don't know if I want to go and be like, yes, my new legal name shall be Sharky now.
Well, so here's the thing with legally changing your name, right? And I mean, like, one of my friends, I told you, has come out as trans more recently. Yes. And so she's recently gone through all of the stuff. Is like, and the friend she's married to now works in healthcare.
Yep.
In tech.
Yep.
So I'm getting firsthand info on, like, if you plan to legally change your name, you're going to want to do this, that, and the other thing and all of this extra work just to make sure your medical records and stuff don't get lost. And then, like, all of the, like, because just legally changing your name is one thing.
Yes.
Then have all of the things you then have to change underneath that. Like, I'm like, changing my credit card number on things if I need a new card is enough of a pain. You want me to go changing how many forms on how many things? You want
many forms on many things.
And, like, it just doesn't really feel, because I don't really like being called by my first name, but where everything else legal wise and all is like, it's more neutral. I just don't care for it, but in a way that I can relatively easily ignore. Like, it doesn't give me dysphoria or anything, generally. Maybe once or twice. But in my 30 years of age, getting a little bit of dysphoria off my first name, like, a tiny handful of times is I can deal with that. Or it's like, yeah, this is fine. I'll just go by first initial, and it's nice. I like that. That kind of just came off of an old coworker that that, because various coworkers called me by various nicknames, I guess. Or they would just call me by my first initial, and all right, cool. Yeah, that works. Feels cool. Feels good. Great.
Yeah.
It's also like, I don't get the, gender euphoria thing either from first initial, but it does feel better.
See, I mean, for me, it's kind of just like, I just don't know. I don't want to associate with that name.
No, that's also totally fair, and that doesn't even have to be a gender thing. I've definitely seen around trans people like, hey, cis people, just to say so, like, if you don't like your actual name that you were assigned at birth, it's okay. You don't have to be trans to change your name.
Oh, yeah.
Also valid.
Very valid.
Why does the captioner think the word valid is wood?
Mine says valid.
I think it said wood for a sec.
Oh yeah, probably because of the goo.
The goo gaga. Ooh. Ramama. Blah blah blah.
What?
Gaga.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, I'm referencing Bad Romance by Lady Gaga, but you definitely don't get the reference, and I don't actually remember the random sounds that she made.
I'm so confused about everything. Why am I even here?
To read the one-word line that you haven't read.
Teenagers.
Such mysterious beings.
Yeah, once you become an adult, you realize that you're happy to get a night's sleep. Going to bed at 9 p.m. because you're so tired after the workday? That's definitely happened to me. 9 p.m.? No. I go to bed at 5 p.m.
See, I read that one article of how people with ADHD often get this second wind after the sun goes down, and I go, oh, that's me! Oh no.
See, I'll sometimes have that, very rarely, but then there's sometimes where I'm just like,
you're here because we love you.
I'm just like, I cannot function running on negative 20% capacity, failing power.
I mean, I've taken naps right after work, right? But it's never oh, I'm going to bed now for me. Because, well, I will not nap beyond 9 or 10 p.m. I just straight up will wake up.
Oh, see, if I nap and I wake up around 10 p.m., I'm basically like, well, my day's gone. Time to go to bed.
I mean, I can't fall back asleep.
Oh, yeah.
And at that point, my sleep schedule is wrecked by that, and I will not be able to sleep until 5 or 6, actually.
My body's
I try not to nap for more than an hour or 2, because I know myself. If I sleep for more than 3 hours as a nap, I will not be able to sleep that night.
Yes, that's actually the reason why I was a night owl when I was younger is because my parents and my family in general was making me do so much that I relished being awake at night because no one was asking me to do things, and I could do whatever I needed to or wanted to. It was amazing. It was the best thing ever.
Yeah. I mean, I had that, I think, more when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I also just, legitimately, I will spend an entire day being exhausted, can't do anything, brain brain, body, everything, just like, you need rest. And then like 6 or 7 p.m. will hit, and suddenly I'll be wide awake. And I will be fine until like 4 a.m. Which is why I was saying that one article that I sent you on like ADHD and sleep problems. I'm like, oh no.
I'm like, the minute like I lay down some days, sleep takes me, and then if I wake up, sleep's like, no. This is only a respite from sleep. You're coming back immediately. And then I fell back asleep for another like 12 hours.
I'm a lot more tired during the daytime. I mean, in general, I'm already a night owl, whatever, right? But like, I don't know, even if I'm super sleep deprived, it doesn't seem to change that come nighttime I will suddenly have a burst of energy.
I wish I was like that again. Please.
I could have like 3-4
Give me the
hours
power.
of sleep for a day and be exhausted through the whole workday. And at like 4 or something, oh, suddenly I'm awake.
Please
It's getting
give me
dark.
the
Whee!
Please give me the power.
I am
Please.
nocturnal. I
Please give
gain
me-
energy in the nighttime, and in the daytime I'm just tired no matter how much I slept. Like,
Please give me
literally,
the power.
I have gone to bed early because I know I have to wake up early at like, I don't know, 11 p.m., which, you know, for me is quite early.
Yeah.
Because I know I have to wake up at like 6 or 7 or something. And I will still be exhausted at that time. The same as if I had gotten 2 hours, or if I had gone to bed at 2 a.m. instead. But if I go to sleep at like 4 a.m. or whatever, or like 4 a.m. even, I'll be like the same level of tired somehow. And somehow, even on those fewer hours of sleep every time, come nighttime, oh, suddenly I'm awake.
There are times where I'm like, oh man, I'm so exhausted. So like I'll lay down to start going to bed, and then like, and I've messaged you during those times where it's like 4 hours later, it's like 2:30, and I'm like, I can't sleep. Guess I'm gonna watch and read everything until my body decides to cave in on itself.
Yeah, that article had mentioned that for a lot of people with ADHD, 4 a.m. is the magical point where you go from, I can't fall asleep, why am I not able to fall asleep and like stay asleep? I keep waking up, I keep having like restless sleep, until 4 a.m. suddenly you're out like a light. And I'm like, oh, I solved that problem by just staying up until 4 every day.
See, I have restless sleep all the time.
I used to, at least before the pandemic, I tried to keep a 2 a.m. bedtime, and that worked kind of. I think that was close enough. It would often stretch to like 2:30 or something. I think that was close enough that I could stay asleep, but 11 is hard for me.
It was hilarious when I was playing. What was it called? What was that game called? Mobile game that you convinced me to play.
Mystic Messenger?
Yes, when I was playing that,
I'm like,
and
okay, well, we're talking about being awake at odd hours. Mystic Messenger, that's definitely Mystic Messenger.
Yeah, like it was actually funny because that one has like the timed conversations, right? I, without knowing, or without like me knowing, obviously when the timed conversations were going to happen, my body will be like, time to wake up, and I'll look at my phone and I'll be like, oh, there's a conversation happening. I'll fall asleep. I'll wake up and be like, oh, what time is it? Oh, there's a conversation, okay. And like that kept happening while I was playing that game, where my body would just be like, wake up, time for conversation. And I'm like, but that's also just how my body is, where I'll just be like, hey, it's 1 a.m, wake up. Oh, you fell back asleep. Hey, it's 2:30, wake up.
Yeah.
Hey, it's 5 a.m. It's wake up! Wake up! Oh, you fell back asleep? Okay, I'll wake you up at 6.
You know, that little wake up just reminded me of an old I think it was Powerpuff Girls alarm clock I had that would play a little song that was like wake up on loop.
That was Under the Sea.
I know. I know, but it was like a Powerpuff Girls alarm clock.
I was like trying to match the melody up, going in my brain, and then it connected because of obviously Kingdom Hearts. So I'm like, wait, that's Under the Sea.
But it was on my Powerpuff Girls alarm clock. And it would just kind of pause and go, wake up! With that same, like, exact tune that you just said for yourself.
Well, I'm glad I am a Powerpuff Girls alarm clock.
That plays Under the Sea. Specifically.
You know, that is my worst nightmare.
I guess it would wake you up. Maybe you start setting alarms on your phone, but the alarm tones are just Little Mermaid songs so that you wake up with Horrors of Atlantica.
No, my alarms, I probably should change but even though they won't be helping me because I always sleep through them.
Yes.
But...
Well, I set my alarm to, like, a big cymbal crash thing from one of the, Final Fantasy 15, like, boss fights.
Mm-hmm.
And so that crash happens, and then it just plays the rest. Unfortunately, it does mean that now when I hear that sound, I just go, it's time to wake up. Oh, no. I think... Here's the thing is that I used to not be a light sleeper, but I don't know why. I'm a pretty light sleeper now, which does not work out great when I have 2 cats.
I'm a heavy sleeper with a weird asterisk, because because of how restless I am. PLA? I don't know what PLA is off the top of my head.
I'm trying to think.
Because I'm so restless, my body, Pokemon Legends Arceus. That makes sense. Okay.
I was like, I feel like the P is Pokemon, but I don't know what the LA is.
Oh, if you said that, I would have been like, oh yeah, Legends Arceus. But I have the weird thing where my body detects stuff. So, like, when I was younger, like, if my body would know when one of my parents was going to go, like, check on me or something, and would, like, wake me up a minute before they were at my door, because it just knew. And it didn't matter if it was, like they weren't consistent with it, but, like, it just knew somebody was coming and would wake me up. And I have, like, weird stuff like that where, like, my body will just be like, oh, yeah, this is about the time that you should wake up today, and will just wake me up, and I'm like, what? Okay.
Yeah, you said you didn't used to use alarms, and that's still wild to me.
My alarms don't matter.
I have slept through alarms, but I'm not sure if it's that my brain was not awake enough to remember waking up and hitting snooze or turning off or whatever.
No, I have 5 alarm sets.
Through it.
I have 5 alarm set, right? All with different music.
Snoozing.
I have 5, all with different music. All of them intense music. They did not wake me up.
Yeah. There are times that I've definitely seemingly just shut off my alarm because it doesn't say the missed alarm message. It just is gone.
Oh no, all of mine are missed.
Yeah. I
like,
have had the
missed
alarm before, but I think sometimes I must have just woken up and pressed the button without my brain being on enough to have any memory of it.
Oh yeah, that happens.
Is unfortunate. But at this point I'm pretty okay about waking up. I just hit snooze for half an hour straight. But on the flip side of it, like, I will have gone to bed at like 4 a.m. or something. I'll be exhausted out of my mind. And at 7 a.m., if Mog is chewing on my shower curtain liner again, I will hear that plastic in my sleep from my bedroom in the opposite corner, because the shower's on the far side of the bathroom. And I mean, my bathroom's connected to my room, but like still, the shower's on the far side of the door to the bathroom. My head is in the very opposite corner to that door.
Yeah.
And I will wake up from just the sounds of Mog chewing plastic. And
Why
I will
not?
not be able to go back to sleep until I make him stop. And
I
sometimes
mean,
still not be able to go back to sleep right away after either. Which, having a loft bed does not help, because I have to wake up enough to climb down a ladder and then back up.
Yeah.
So just by nature of the movement, my heart rate goes up and like wakes me up more. But I go back to sleep anyway.
Across the room when I was in high school, I turned it off in my sleep.
That's impressive, but also somehow relatable.
I am just glad that I have not been waking up due to nightmares anymore, because there was a bunch of times that I would like wake up in the middle of the night due to like, oh, I had a dream that like there were like spiders all over me and this and that, and I would wake up and just start freaking out. But I like that hasn't been happening. Usually when I'm waking up, it's like me being like, gosh dang it, why did I have that stupid dream? Or
I have not fortunately had this in a while, but I did for a while have it pretty consistently. Had like the sleep paralysis thing.
I have not had sleep
brain
paralysis,
is awake
thankfully.
essentially, but you like kind of, at least for me, I feel my body falling asleep. Like I lose control over it. And I kind of had to learn how to twitch my finger, because that amount of movement would be at least enough to wake me out of it. But it was like, oh, I feel like a demon is coming to kill me.
I was about to say,
behind the door to my room, which I still like, I don't see anymore, but I'm aware that my door is there and there is a demon coming, and it has a murderous intent, and I'm going to die.
I was about to say, do you get the auditory or visual demon thing?
It's interesting, because I don't see a demon. I don't think I even hear a demon, but I just kind of have like an awareness that there is a demon there. It just kind of is. It's like Magic's sense good and evil spell, where I'm just like, there is a demon behind my door. I also don't see the door, but I know that there's a demon.
I had a dream literally about that. It wasn't like I had sleep paralysis or anything like that. Like I was dreaming, and I know I was dreaming, because I woke up and being like, that was a strange dream, where I was literally back in my high school, but there was a demon following me, and I was like, if the demon catches me, I'm dead. I can't be caught by the demon. And I was like zigzagging out of classrooms, hiding under tables. And there was one.
I've told you before, I have this strange, like, I don't dream that often.
Yeah.
So I get nightmares even less often, but it seems like a vast majority of my nightmares involve me being chased by someone who wants to kill me, or I had a previous one where I was like, I don't even think I saw what my pursuer looked like, but I just remember that there was someone pursuing me through like a museum, and my friends were kind of scattered throughout the museum, but it was just me being chased through like different exhibits. And I remember like the wall, or there were like glass encased exhibits, and I think the floors were green, and this person was specifically pursuing me to try to rape me. I don't know.
I don't get a lot of chasing nightmares. Most of my nightmares, obviously, I'm a guy, different life experiences.
Yeah, but I wasn't even at an age where rape was like a thing I was afraid of in my day-to-day life. I was a kid. I was still in middle or high school, I think.
I remember, and I remember I told you about this dream because I was consistently having it when I was still at my parents' house, where I would be just in my parents' house or I'd be in the garage, and like I was in the dream I was afraid to go into the basement because I knew that there was a monster down there, and the few times I did go into the basement, it was basically like the basement was a warehouse, and I could feel its eyes like through the floor, not through the stairs, like on the other in another aisle, like and stuff like that. So I was always like running. It wasn't chasing me, but it was always there, and it was like if I make a wrong move, it was probably gonna get me. And there was a few times I ran back up the stairs, and like I could see it at the bottom of the steps, being like, "Just come back here, so I can get ya," because it wouldn't come up, follow me up. It was just waiting in the dark to get me. I have a lot of strange dreams that you could probably psychoanalyze.
I have looked up, like, what
I
does
remember
it mean when you have dreams where you get chased? And I think it was something like you're running away from something. And I was like,
you're running away from like a problem or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I remember you looked up that specific one for me, and you were like, "Oh, it says this." And then when I moved at my parents' house, it stopped, and I was like, "Oh, that makes sense."
Do you remember what it meant? Because I don't remember.
Oh, it was something about like dread or something like that. It was weird.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And I distinctly remember, anybody who's watched Lord of the Rings, the creature looked like Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
I feel like it's strange because I don't see like a sleep paralysis demon, and at this point, because it's happened so many times, like I said, I've learned to get enough movement to just twitch a finger, which manages to wake me up. But so as soon as I feel the sleep paralysis setting in, I pretty much always wake myself up right away now before I get any of that. I did definitely have, like, if I got sleep paralysis and tried to go right back to sleep right away, I would almost always just end up back in sleep paralysis. So I would always have to stop and like play a mobile game or something for a few minutes to like clear my head or something, or else I would not be able to go back to sleep because I would just.
Sorry.
But
I'm sorry.
Yeah, what I was gonna say was like when I did have it more, and like wasn't good at waking myself up yet. Like I couldn't see the demon, but I feel like I had a sense that it was red and murderous.
Interesting.
But like red. But I couldn't see it. But I just like, I don't know, had like a mental image or something, like that I could sense.
Yeah. No, I get that.
I'm sure it's also influenced by like cultural whatever and what we imagine demons to look like, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, demon, red. Wow, shocker.
I once, as a very young child, dreamt that my mom, who has a severe asthma, started smoking cartoonishly large cigars, causing me to wake up in tears and go wake her up, begging her not to smoke. Oh. This is just the dream talking.
I mean, I also had a dream once that, like, my mom died. I think in the dream, bizarrely, she literally died of a toaster in the bathtub.
Oh!
Which was strange, but where I woke up feeling panicked and, like, mourning, and then I had to, like, very repeatedly remind myself throughout that morning, like, no, that was a dream. She's not dead. She's not dead. Calm down. Your mom's not actually dead.
I remember I had a dream here when I was at this place where I woke up in the dream from sleeping, and like my brother opened my door and was like, "Oh yeah, come out, everyone's here." And I like walked out and my entire family was here. I'm like, "What are you all doing here?" And when I eventually woke up, I'm like, nope, they don't know where I live. They don't know anything. They're not going to just randomly show up in the middle of the day. Like, don't do this.
I also just saw the loft bed messages from Magic, and ooh, oh no. Yeah, it's also not good when you're feeling sick, but you have a loft bed, because I have had similar, like, nausea and cramps and stuff where I had a loft bed, and it's just like, oh, I have to get into my bed. Or, like, I better not throw up.
When I was a young child, me and my middle brother shared a room, because obviously, there's 2 young boys closest in age. They're gonna force us to share a room. And we at one point had bunk beds. If I've never mentioned this on stream, I have an extreme fear of heights, to the point when I was much younger, I am a little bit better about it now, but when I was younger, climbing ladders is a problem for me. It doesn't matter how large the ladder is. It doesn't matter how far up. The act of climbing a ladder literally terrified me. But I remember at one point I managed, I think my brother was out, and I managed to be like, haha, I'm going to sleep in the top bunk. Another thing about me, I move a lot in my sleep. So when I woke up, I was on the floor. I didn't wake up while falling. I just woke up on the floor and being like, what happened?
I move around a lot less in my sleep than I used to, because I know when I was a kid, I used to share the bed with my mom, and I would wake up at random angles because I had turned myself in the bed like a clock hand.
Oh, one of my friends, or pastor friend for reference, one of the times where I was sleeping at his place, I slept on the floor because I'm like, no, I'm not gonna, like, I move around a lot, like, I'm not gonna, like, I know you're okay with, like, if I shared the bed with you, but I'm just gonna sleep on the floor because I move around a lot. And he swears that at one point during the night, I sat up cross-legged, and then my head hit the floor to the point where, like, I bent at the waist forward, and my head was at the floor, and he's like, is he okay? Because my body just decided to move in that way.
You just got temporarily possessed by a demon who was like, actually, never mind.
Well, I mean, I could do that when I was younger, very easily.
Yeah, but in terms of, like,
doing
your body deciding in the specific way to sit up.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds like some demon shit. I mean, I'm kidding. But
no, I understand.
Also, Magic, your weird dream thing that you're describing is, in fact, quite weird. But, like, yeah, weird dreams are weird.
I had one once that I was running through an abandoned train yard while my orchestra director tried to kill me with a sniper rifle, all to an endless loop of Barbra Streisand.
Oh, right. There was one where, like, relatively recently, by which I mean, like, in the past few months, because, again, I don't stream that often.
Yeah.
Where, like, for some reason, I was getting, like, chased around China. Like, there was my family was there, and they were having meals with, like, family friends or something at some restaurant. And it was a whole thing, because, like, for some reason my seat was right at the door into, like, a bathroom or something, and the food was taking a really long time to arrive, and I, with some other people, wandered off to eat at, like, another restaurant down the street while we waited. But then there was also, like, a whole giant cat tree, essentially, that the restaurant was situated on. So, like, when you walked out, cat tree style, it was, like, a fluffy, padded, like, slope ramp things, but also like boxes or like flat areas, and they would just go around in different directions. And I think it was like a fluffy, like peachy pink cover, and there was also like warfare going on or something where like I had grenades, or there were grenades being thrown at me or something, and there was like a bill that came to me after the dinner for the damage around or whatever. And then suddenly there was like almost like a civil war of my family, where like my dad was on the opposite side, and we were in another restaurant that I think was also like a Chinese restaurant, where we were like taking cover behind, like on the customer side of like a bar, and then some enemy people would like come in from across the bar, like almost like one of those light gun shooter games where they would just like come, and we took out a bunch, and my brother and I were on the same side with like one of those like family friend uncle type figure guys. And then my dad and like another uncle type figure guy came in from the opposite side because they were on the enemy side, and they were like shooting or whatever, or like they dropped like a bottle of alcohol on our side to shatter and like try to hit us with the glass as it shattered or something. Then my dad like reached out his hand to shake my hand or something, but it wasn't quite surrender. But like I think in dream me was still like on the defensive, so I like reached for his hand but also shot him, and then he's like, wow, but he had a health bar, so he didn't look damaged, but he was like on the edge of life or something. And then he like took one of the shards of glass from the broken bottle and went to like slice his own throat open. I was just like, what the fuck? And I woke up to like, I was just in warfare with my family, and I shot my dad, and then he slit his own throat open with a piece of glass from like an alcohol bottle he shattered on our side to try to hit us with glass. What the fuck did I just dream?
What did I just hear?
Talking about sleeping makes you yawn, and Satan gives you a look.
Time to go to bed.
Sorry, that was like an especially weird dream.
Like, I know I have weird dreams. I remember when I was young, I had a dream one of my brothers chopped my head off. But I'm just like, what the crap?
I have sometimes weirdly like one of the dreams where I was being chased all over the city, up and down hills and stuff. And I mean, I don't have that kind of stamina in real life, but apparently dreaming did. I also had like it was like not Jessica Jones strength, but kind of Jessica Jones like powers or something. And I don't remember, like I had a coworker who was there like helping me near the end, and at one point there was like a big plastic bin of chemicals that would dissolve a body. I don't know.
Even though I like sleeping, there are things that are worth staying up for.
Like avoiding dreams like that.
It's like hanging out with the king of hell.
Yeah, that's one of them. Feel free to give us your dreams.
True to your word, you stay up late hanging out with Satan at the nightclub. Yeah, I feel like, alright, we hit the end of that scene.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
at
yeah,
2
yeah.
hours.
Yes,
We might
should
just
end
sit
this.
here like chatting more about dreams if people want to, but that's the end of that.
Whenever this reaches YouTube, feel free to put some dreams in the comment section.
Yeah. Or in our Discord, if you're in our Discord. I hope we just get a sudden message about weird dreams in our Discord, like general channel.
Man.
Like 2 years from
tweeted.
now, we have absolute, like no context, nothing mentioning this particular video, but just in our Discord, suddenly. Wow, I had this really weird dream about XYZ. It's just like, oh, okay. Someday I shall regale you with my recurring Death Bus stream, you can right now if you want to.
Now I'm like, death bus. Now is that death by bus? Is it a bus leading to death? Are you
Is it
driving...
a bus driven by the Grim Reaper?
Or is it a bus that you're using to murder countless people? There are so many things that a death bus could be.
Yeah, now we have more questions. Please. I mean, bus that stops and watches people die. See, that also opens up more questions. You don't have to talk about it right now if you want to get to bed or anything, but I am also very curious now if you're willing to share now.
I'm like that. I could see that.
Yeah, but I'm just like, yeah, that involves other people dying, so wait. Tell me more. I'm curious now.
Well, curiosity killed the cat.
Meow.
And the death bus takes you away.
Might be easier to type up in the Discord. Also,
go for it.
I mean, no pressure, obviously.
Oh yeah, like obviously.
Make a little dream journal channel. You know, Sharky for a while was telling me like every dream, and I'm like,
oh my gosh,
you need a dream journal.
I kind of do. There's also a part of me that's like, would it be good if I learned like how to lucid dream? Because there are times that like I'm having a dream and like when I wake up, I'm like, man, I wish I could have just changed that dream into something else.
You know, I've had like maybe twice in my entire life, like a moment of lucid dreaming. And I remember at one point, I was like, I'm gonna change the channel on this dream now, and I literally like zoomed out as though on one of those like surveillance screen things that has a bunch of TVs.
Yeah.
And then just kind of went into another scene.
I've heard people say that like the way that it works for them is kind of like they zoom out of like a puddle or like like a fountain or something, that like the dream was like on the water surface, and they zoom out and now they're standing like in a garden or something like that they're able to walk and choose different things. Like people have it differently.
Absolutely not like that, but I also like I don't know how to actively choose to lucid dream.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And again, for that matter, I don't really tend to dream in the first place. Like most times I just kind of wake up.
Like it's weird. I feel like I've been having dreams a lot more lately. Yeah. Like I have dreams on and off. Like, or sometimes I'm like, I know I didn't dream. Sometimes I'm like, I definitely dreamed. But like then but it always comes in waves, and I feel like lately it's just been a large wave of, man, I really wish I didn't have to dream that, or why am I dreaming? Please stop.
Should I make a dream journal channel?
That's up to you.
I'm half-assing magic, and the rest.
It would be funny, and I'm always up for people to be like, okay, here's a weird dream.
Weird dreams are interesting to hear about sometimes, you know?
Oh, exactly. Which is why I'm saying, if anybody ever wants to say weird dreams, go for it.
Well, like, is it a thing that's gonna get used enough, or do you want to just throw it in general? I feel like my only thing is I don't want to litter our Discord with too many channels that barely get used, kind of thing. So
oh my gosh. Sorry, you just got like disgustingly loud in my ears because my ears decided to work properly for a second.
Alright, well, let us know in chat as we're wrapping up if you would actually like a dream journal channel. Or feel free to just throw it in general if you want. And otherwise, I think I should go make dinner because I think my roommate's on her way home. And so I should go make dinner. I also need to eat in general.
Yeah, I mean, I should probably go to bed.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Thank everyone for watching.
Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out in the future if you watch it in the future.
Yeah!